What's up guys? So in today's video we'll be discussing about Leh Ladakh and how should you go about planning a road trip to Leh Ladakh with children. So now this particular video is with regards to children from the age of, I would say, 1 to 18. Anybody below the age of 18 will be considering a child, and this video is for everybody who's a family person and is planning on taking their children along or planning on going with maybe their nieces or nephews. So this particular video, watch it till the end and hear it in depth so that you can make a correct decision and an apt and advisable decision of whether you should be taking the trip to Leh Ladakh with young children or you should give it a skip, and what you should go about doing it. So now keep in mind that visiting Leh Ladakh with children it's a choice that you have to make depending, number one, on what is the threshold of the child when it comes to three factors. One is cold. Does the child have a good tolerance and endurance for cold? Number two is altitude, and number three, and the most important, is long journeys. Now altitude is something that not everybody would be able to answer, because many people who will be hearing and watching this video may have never gone with their children to a high altitude as Ladakh, which ranges anywhere between 10 to 13,000 and even 15,000 feet, depending on what's on your blueprint or your itinerary for your holiday. But the other two areas, which is endurance for cold and patience while sitting in for long journeys, are two things that mostly everybody should have an idea about the child before they embark on this trip. If these two factors are a problem, that is cold weather and long journeys, then skip watching the video after this, and you can just decide on not going to Ladakh till the child becomes a young adult and is able to bear both of these, because these two things are very important factors. Because you might search on Google and you'll see that from Leh to Pangong is around 200 kilometers, but it's going to take you a minimum of 5 to 8 hours to go one way. It's not going to be like city driving, which is going to be 3 to 4 hours. It is going to be around 5 to 8 hours to make the journey, and if you have a roadblock in the middle, it can get extended. Now after we're done with this introduction about your primary part of whether you should decide on these three factors, and you're still on to the video, keep in mind that there are some other factors that you need to be deciding on, and we'll break them down into 10 parts. Number one is the best time to be going there. So now the best time to be going to Leh Ladakh with children is in the summer months, that is from April to September. Now, April and September are 2 months where it can be a little bit cold and chilly, but it is also a good time to be going there because it'll be far less crowded and flights also will be cheaper. Along with this, you will not have too much of a roadblock issue, because the traffic and the crowd in Leh Ladakh during these 2 months, that is April and September, is not as much as the rest of the months. That is from May to August, it's pretty crowded because of a lot of tourist crowd that's coming in and out of Ladakh. My personal recommendation for families would be to pick dates after the 15th of April, going all the way till say the 20th of 2020 of September. That's the ideal time frame to be traveling, with May, June, July being the peak months. If your child doesn't have a good threshold for cold weather, then I would suggest the months of July and August in to be going to Ladakh. Keep in mind that Leh Ladakh is a cold desert, and there will be very less chances of rain. In fact, the month of July and August is peak summer, where the temperatures will touch even as high as even 40 degrees during the daytime. So for people who have children who do not have a good threshold for cold but want to visit Leh Ladakh, the months are July and August. Now when it comes to what age category should not be going to Leh Ladakh, I would say anybody between the age of 0 to 3 years should really consider Leh Ladakh. If it is a good idea, do it, but you're taking a big gamble because you do not know how your child will respond. I would say wait till the child is at least 3 and above to be doing the trip. 2.5 is like getting passing marks to move ahead. 2.5 is like passing marks to be doing the trip to Leh Ladakh. Even if you end up doing this trip, and if your child falls sick, make sure that you rush to the nearby hospital. Do not self-medicate or call up a video or do a video call to a doctor in the city, because it's not advisable. The child needs to be rushed to the hospital at the earliest, because it's a question of life and death, and I'm not even joking about this. Now the second part in the secondary areas would be the routing. Now my personal recommendation is avoid flying directly to Leh because when you're flying directly to Leh, your child is going from, I would say, from sea level or from temperature which is anywhere between 35 to 40 degrees, and is going to a place which is at 10,000 feet and in temperature which is close to sub zero. So to avoid this massive shift in temperature and altitude, my personal recommendation is start your journey in Srinagar and then gradually come to Leh. Even if you're staying a day in Srinagar and then going straight to Leh, that would be much more easier as compared to flying directly to Leh. If you're planning on flying directly to Leh and you want to fly in and out of Leh Ladakh, then make sure that you're doing a trip for minimum 7 to 8 days with your child. If you can do 9 days, it would be even better. The more time and you take your Leh Ladakh trip with your children would be better. The reason being because, see, money wise, it's not going to cost too much of a difference. It'd be just maybe 5-10,000 here and there. But overall, it's just giving a couple of days in the start where you can actually rest, acclimatize, and get ready and soaked in for the altitude and the long journeys that are waiting for you on this trip. So choosing the right route, my personal opinion would be do the Srinagar Leh route. Start with that and exit while taking a flight back home because you're anyways going home. Do not even consider taking the journey to Manali to Leh because that's backbreaking. It is really long and it is not meant for children. It's really a journey for 18 plus. Now the third thing is acclimatization. Like I mentioned in this video, at least 2 days you need to acclimatize. That is the day you've reached and the day after it. So the day you reach, you need to really rest with your kids. Do not even go out to Leh market. Just be inside and just catch up on some sleep and just breathe and take it easy. The second day is when you can go for local sightseeing. You can actually go around and visit maybe Leh Palace. You can go to Shanti Stupa. You can visit the confluence. You can go to a couple of monasteries like Hemis and all of that, and you can have a light day. Now keep in mind that one of the major reasons why children fall sick in Leh Ladakh is because their parents and they have a tendency of having a bath daily. Having a bath in Leh Ladakh every day is going to be a nightmare for you all, because keep in mind that when you're having a bath, the temperature is warm in the bathroom, but the minute you come out, there's a massive drop. And this particular massive drop is where you will actually have the biggest complication and where the child can fall sick. So my personal recommendation is for a 7 to 9 day trip, you can have a bath maybe 3 times, not more than 3, because anyways you're not going to sweat a lot and you're going to be wearing so many layers of clothes with your children that you do not really need to be having a bath. The lesser bath you have, the lower your probability of falling sick. So that's a very important tip that you need to be keeping in mind. Also keep drinking a lot of water. Make sure that your children are drinking a minimum of 2 liters of water. Do not force them, but try to get them into this habit of drinking a couple of liters of water every day from the time you book your flight tickets to Leh Ladakh, so that they are already in the groove to basically consume a lot of water. Another very important thing is from the day you book your flight tickets, make sure that you and your children are going for daily walks, and I would say daily walks of a minimum of, I would say, 6 to 7,000 steps every day, which would roughly be around 5 to 6 kilometers. If you all can do that every day, it would be wonderful, because this helps in keeping your body fit, so that when they go there, they are prepared for the long walks and they have a better endurance for staying fit in the high altitude weather. Now when it comes to transportation, it really doesn't matter which vehicle you opt for. You can go for a eco, you can go for a Innova Krista or a tempo traveler. That really doesn't matter, because all the drivers in Leh Ladakh are very well experienced. Just avoid self-driving, because self-driving is not an option when you have your children with you. No matter how good a driver you are, you will not be able to enjoy the journey if your child falls sick, and there's a very high possibility that your child might end up throwing up, or maybe catch a common cold, or maybe have a slight fever, and that will just take away your peace of mind from driving and enjoying the journey. So my personal recommendation is do not really drive when you're in Leh Ladakh. Hire a vehicle and just let the taxi driver do his job of driving, and you can just enjoy the journey and be with your kids and soak in the entire experience that is there to be done. Now when it comes to accommodation, personally I would tell you the best way for a family to go to Leh Ladakh is to opt for a homestay. You might think that 3 stars and 5 stars are very good, but they're going to give you service, and that's going to be very good service. But when you really are going with your family and you want to get a real flavor of Leh Ladakh, go to a homestay, because it's not about you and the amount of money you spend, but it's the experience that you take back. And when you go to a homestay, your children will interact with their children, their family members, and that's where memories, friendship, and a lifelong Like I would say, a footprint is left in their heart, which will keep Ladakh deep rooted and will make it a valuable holiday. So pick a homestay over any kind of resort when you're going to Leh Ladakh. This is my personal recommendation. Now, number seven, the seventh point is be about packing and the essentials that you need to be carrying. Now, clothing is very important. You need to be carrying good amount of woolen wear, and your woolen wear needs to be up to date. You do not need to be carrying woolen wear which is okay for the city that you're coming in. Maybe if you're coming from a South Indian city and you feel that it's cold over there and that woolen wear will work, it's not really going to be working for this particular terrain and for the conditions that Ladakh is in. Keep in mind that in the month of even April and May and June, even if it's not cold, it's going to be so windy that you will definitely need a jacket regardless of which time of the year you go to. You'll need a muffler, you'll need very good gloves, you'll need woolen socks, and you'll need a thermos so that you can keep warm water for your children. Remember, just carry a what do you call that? Just carry a hot water bag with you, because a hot water bag is very important, because if your child ends up with a stomach upset or they're feeling really cold in the night, you can always request the homestay owner or your hotel owner to give you hot water, and that will come really handy for them to cuddle up and sleep like a teddy bear. So carry, if you have two children, just carry two hot water bags. It's not going to take a lot of weight, but it's going to be very, very handy. Carry a lot of dry fruits, carry maybe I would say energy bars and a lot of biscuits, which you can also buy over there, but just carry if your children have anything that is their favorite. Remember that a network is all over Leh Ladakh, but you need to have a postpaid SIM card. BSNL, Airtel, and Jio postpaid work best. Vodafone is really dicey. It might work in Leh Town, but in the remote parts of Nubra Valley and Pangong, it will not. But Airtel and Jio and BSNL definitely work. My personal recommendation for network would be Airtel and Jio. If you have either of the two, you're well suited. If you have both, you're going to be in heaven, because you'll have network all over. Now keep in mind, when you're traveling over there, do not overpack, because Leh town has a very good market where you can buy a lot of woolen clothing and even souvenir t-shirts. So you can always pick up your clothing and gear from there, but just make sure that you have at least one or two good jackets with you before you embark on your Leh Ladakh trip with your children. And make sure that you carry for them a blanket along with it, maybe a thin blanket, so that if they feel cold in the vehicle, they can always remove the blanket and use it to cover their body. This comes very handy because there are times where you may end up being stuck in a roadblock very close to Kardungla or Changla Pass, or maybe if you're going towards Tsomoriri along the way at Tanglangla, there is a possibility anything can happen on these roads, and that's when a blanket comes really handy. So do not carry a heavy blanket, but something which is light and will keep them warm. You can check out on Amazon. There are plenty of fleece sleeping bags which convert into blankets, which are really good, and they're lightweight and are very cheap to buy. They cost around 700, but they're really, really good for emergencies that happen along the journey. Now, when it comes to safety and all of that, remember that every town and every place in Leh Ladakh has a medical center, with Leh having a hospital. So if your child ends up having any kind of complication that you feel is abnormal and it's not usual, just make sure that you take them to the hospital and do not self medicate, because self medication is one of the biggest problems. And if your child ends up having a fever or any kind of cold, just rush them to the hospital, because that's the best way to get them treated. Now, what are the things that you should be avoiding when you're planning a trip with your children is that you do not need to be planning a rush trip. And a rush trip is something which I would say is like 3 nights, 4 days, or a 4 night, 5 days. Those kind of trips are really, really hard on children, because no matter what you feel, the child is not going to acclimatize to this altitude. Most adults, even in their prime, find it difficult to acclimatize to this altitude and the weather. So children will find it even harder. So when you're traveling with your children, make sure that you're going on a slow travel journey. Slow travel would be anywhere between 7 to 9 days, which is ideal. Anything shorter would be really, really painful, because then you'll end up spending long journeys traveling. And long journeys traveling, I would say, is that you'll just be staying a couple of days in Leh. You'll be going to Hundar. From Hundar, you'll stay a night over there in Nubra Valley, and then you'll be going to Pangong. So it's going to be every day of 8-9 hours travel, and that's when the child is going to break down by the third or fourth day, and that's not going to be a lot of fun. So just make sure that when you're planning this trip, it's for minimum 7 to 8 days or 9 days. Do not plan for anything shorter. Now, what are the things that you should be doing when you are already booked your trip, but it's a short trip with your kids? If you have already booked a trip and it's a short trip with your kids, what you should be doing is that if you can reschedule your dates. If you cannot, it's okay. Just get your kids into a groove where they are moving around and maybe walking uphill and doing, like I said, at least trying and moving around and jogging for at least 5 to 6 kilometers every day. This would be really, really helpful. My final last couple of footnotes for traveling with your kids would be I would say number 11. I think the point is number 11 would be just make sure that you're going on a private trip with your children. Do not go on a group trip just because you're getting a cheaper deal, because a group trip would require you to leave at a particular time and will have a fixed blueprint and itinerary and a routing, which might not be ideal for your children. So by booking a private trip and paying a little bit extra, what will happen is that you will end up being getting more flexibility on doing what you want to do based on how your children are feeling on this trip. If you're unable to bear the cost of the private trip, my recommendation would be try getting few other families along with you, so that you get the minimum number, so that you can get the costing of a group trip but also have it customized to your liking and your preference. And the last and final point that on my side would be, the most ideal blueprint would be starting day 1 in Srinagar, staying the night in Srinagar. Day 2 would be going to Leh. Day 3 would be spending a day in Leh. Day 4 would be going around Leh. Day 5 would be going to Nubra Valley, staying in Hundar. Day 6 would be staying in Pangong, at the village of Tangse, visiting Pangong and staying in Tangse. And then on day 7, returning back to Leh. And day 8, flying out of Leh. So this would be the most ideal blueprint. I'll leave the link in the description. So we have trips to Leh Ladakh which are suited for families, and if you are a family and are looking for a trip to Leh Ladakh, you can click on the link in the description. We have both options, which are group trips and private trips, starting from 6 days to 11 days, depending on what you want and what suits your budget and your time. You can go ahead and book, or if you are interested, you can click on the link and go to our website. You can WhatsApp us directly from our website if you're interested in booking a trip with us with your family. And if you have any queries related to Leh Ladakh with your children, you can leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to help. But just make sure that your children are in a very good state physically and mentally. Do take them to a doctor for a complete medical checkup before you even book your trip, your flights to Leh Ladakh. Get a medical checkup done for your children, so that you know that everything is good internally, and then proceed with your trip. Now, if you have any real queries related to Leh Ladakh, leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you and help you. Till our next video about families and Leh Ladakh, stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed.